So, Liverpool, Liverpool. The Liverpool fans told me they were winning the quad, and it hasn't happened. And this, for me, falls under a little bit of a humbling because PSG were belittled before the game by many that I saw. Saying, oh, it's just the French league. PSG aren't that great. And let's be fair, as a neutral, I can say PSG were absolutely brilliant across both legs. And for me, thoroughly deserved it. Now, I'm not saying Liverpool didn't have their chances. I'm not saying Liverpool weren't 100 times better last night than the game they actually won in PSG, which was daylight robbery. But PSG, for me, looked like a well-oiled, well-drilled, well-coached football team. And Luis Enrique showing why he is a previous winner of the Champions League. It's strange, isn't it? When you actually look at this game, Liverpool came out the blocks in this leg at Anfield, flying. They look like they should have scored. Liverpool should have scored, maybe two in that first 10 minutes. They were overlapping, overloading, shots, crosses, bullying them. And it looked like this was going to be another typical Anfield European night for Liverpool. But after that first 10 minutes, I really thought that PSG got into grips with it really well. And they started to exploit the highish line. They started to exploit the lack of technical ability in the middle of the park. And Liverpool, for me, were very sloppy in the middle of the park, especially Trent Alexander-Arnold last night. Normally a wonderful pass for the ball. Last night, not so much. McAllister, for me, yesterday in the first half, gave the ball away. They kept getting caught in midfield. And when you keep getting caught in midfield and you're playing against the caliber of Neves, Ruiz, and the magician that is Vitinha, you are going to get opened up. And that's what happened time and time again last night. The through balls from midfield that took out Liverpool with one pass. It was reminiscent of my team, Tottenham, how easily we get opened up. But you guys don't do it like we do. Like we're terrible at it. Last night, getting Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Dembele, getting them on the ball quickly, running at your fullbacks, running at your centre-backs. And it was like the first leg, but the first leg was more controlled from PSG. This leg was very much more of a counter-attacking. Had a lot of the football, but their actual attacking phases of play were more counter-attacking. And I thought that they were brilliant. And yes, were they fortuitous with a goal? Yes, they were. Brilliant play down the right again. But the cross that came in, I actually thought Konate had done enough to deal with it. But unfortunately, he hadn't. And Dembele puts it in. And that's the only goal of the game. And from then on, you're thinking, Liverpool have got ages here to score. This is Anfield. Liverpool don't lose games like this at Anfield. It will take me years to go back to thinking of a game of this magnitude that Liverpool did lose at home at Anfield. And I just thought PSG were brilliant. They were relentless all night. They were getting men back behind the ball. They're tackling. They're pressing. They almost outnumbered Liverpool in that midfield area. And what I noticed, people might tell me differently, Dominic Szoboszlai having to track back time and time and time again to dig Liverpool out of a hole. And I'm going to ask the question, was Arne Slot outcoached? Was he outmanaged? For me, I think Enrique got it spot on in both legs. Now, some you win, some you lose. The first leg, I thought Enrique got it spot on, but just couldn't get the breakthrough. Last night, it wasn't as overpowering, but PSG still dominated, still got it right, and managed to come away with a win. So let's actually have a look at the stats for this game. You can see that PSG had more possession than Liverpool across the 120 minutes. And that's the crazy thing for me, is that Liverpool, with all their forwards, didn't manage to lay a glove on PSG in 120 minutes, then followed it up with a series of terrible penalties. But 54%, and I'm not really one for XG, so I'll just move on from that. If we now look at the advanced match stats, call it what you want, it's the number of attacks that PSG had, but the number that resulted in shots on target. Now, shots on target can always be subjective, as with any stat. I can take a shot from 20 yards, it P-rolls into the goalkeeper's arms, and there you have it. You've got a shot on target. But for somebody to come to Anfield and have this many shots, that many on target, doesn't happen very often. Liverpool, you could see there, wayward shooting, wasteful Liverpool. As I said in the title, wasteful from Liverpool. 10 shots off target in the game. And I'll be honest, I did think that Salah for me, Diaz for me, Jota, I thought they huffed. I thought they puffed. Don't really think they had anything last night. I don't think this was a game where you could say these players showed up. I don't think this is a game where you could say they were difference makers. And these are the games where you've got to be. And I'm not going to sit here and say Mo Salah hasn't done it in the past. Of course he has. But last night, it just wasn't coming off for him. Diaz, for me, wants too long on the football. Really good player. Really like Luis Diaz. But wanted too long on the ball. Too much twisting and turning. Not enough getting it out of your feet and having a shot. You know, when you look at this, and I'm going to go down here and look at, I'm going to look at the passes. Total passes. Look at that, 675 from PSG and 572 accurate passes. So for me, PSG just last night really did manage to mix it up, didn't they? They mixed it up. It wasn't all gung-ho. It wasn't all counter-attacking, but they mixed it up. There were times where they held onto the ball, played it around the back. There were times where they sprung forward quickly. And I'm going to say it, this PSG team are a threat for this Champions League title. They have now mastered the art of being a team and not having superstars. And I had a chat with someone this morning where I said, if you're going to have Mbappe, Messi and Neymar, have one of them. Have a superstar. Of course, have that world-class difference maker. But the other two can't be that as well. You've got to have one of them. But what this PSG team has got is none of them. But what they've got is that hard work, that endeavor, that togetherness. Brilliant coaching. They're defensively very, very good. We saw that over two legs, over 90 minutes and then 120 minutes. We saw that they only conceded one breakaway goal against the run of play. So this PSG team, I'd love to know what all of you think. Can PSG win it? They're now going to play the winners of Aston Villa and Club Brugge. And Aston Villa 3-1 up at home tonight at Villa Park. You would think that they will go through. That will be two very good games as well. PSG versus Aston Villa. But as I said at the beginning of the show, when you've got Vitinha, Neves and Diaz in midfield, Ruiz, Neves and Vitinha, you're going to control games of football. All three of them slight, diminutive. They've got that kind of Xavi Iniesta vibe. Not as good as Xavi Iniesta before anyone has a go at me, but they've got that vibe, those foreign technical players that get on the ball. They're small, but they're strong. Yeah, they're quick with their passing. They're intelligent up there. My type of player. That's what I love to see. So I'm going to leave you with some questions. First of all, were Liverpool humbled? In my opinion, they were. In my opinion, I've seen too many of their fans this year, and this is the problem, probably with YouTube and Facebook and all these different sites, is people run their mouths a lot about their own team, don't they? People are so biased. And people say, back your team, sure. But I heard from so many Liverpool fans, the quad's ours, no one's better than us. And now they're out the FA Cup. Now they're out the Champions League. They've got a massive game on Sunday against Newcastle, which they're going to probably be a bit tired for after that grueling 120 minutes against PSG. But have they been humbled? I would have said at the beginning of the season, no. I would have said, well, this is Slot's first year. But the problem is, again, loads of Liverpool fans didn't wait. They went too early. Shot their load. It was, we're the best. No one can beat us. We're great. And I think what we've seen is there's a huge difference between the Premier League and beating the top teams across Europe. I've said before, I think the Premier League is the weakest it's been for years. I don't think there's any outstanding candidates in the Premier League. The levelers, the lower teams have raised their game, sure, not doubting that. But for me, there's no consistency. For me, there's no top team. So have Liverpool run away with a very easy Premier League. I'm not knocking them. They're the best team in the country by far. But were they humbled last night by a better, superior, technical foreign team? Let me know what you think. Have Liverpool been humbled? Can PSG win the Champions League this year? Do Villa have a chance if they get through of beating PSG? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for everyone that's liked and subbed to help me with the channel. It's only a month old. So if you would like and would subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. So please, please do that. Thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos. Take care. And as always, shamelessly, come on, you Spurs.